What's going on, everyone? Today we get to do one of my favorite videos, which is opening a bunch of packs for the new set. And today's a little bit of a special one because we've got a full collector booster and a regular booster, which was all made possible due to one of my most prominent supporters over at, well, Hawks and Nest Gaming. Well, completely missed the camera there, guys. They sent me this absolutely sick jersey with my name as well as sporting my number here. 66. That's right. We are number 66. So absolutely amazing. Huge thank you to them. I'll see if I can put some logos or whatever up here and drop some links to whatever down below to check it out. But we get to go ahead and dive into some janky camera work real quick and see what we can open today. All right, everyone. Like I mentioned, we've got the OG booster and, well, actually, I said collector booster, but this is just, you know, my magic going and showing. But we've got the Carbonite edition booster box, full 12 packs. Very, very likely for us to get something cool in this one. Oh, that's a very bright light. If you guys ever want to know what I'm staring at every single time I record one of the videos, there you go. There you go. But Secrets of Power, pretty interesting looking set so far. Honestly, there isn't a crazy amount of chase cards. To be honest, the cards that really people are interested in right now are the Knights of the Republic cards. So Darth Treya, Scion, and Nihilus. Nihilus being the number one, at least as of right now, most expensive option that you can pull. But, you know, sometimes you don't even care about expensive cards. It's all about just, you know, getting cards that you want to play with. There are a couple other rares and things that I think are going to be pretty powerful, / legendaries that I think are going to be pretty powerful for Premier. I think Figure of Unity has a chance. Karis Nemec, guys, if you have watched my previous video, I think Karis Nemec is absolutely incredible as a rare. And I also think that Chancellor Palpatine, Top of the Summit, all very, very solid options. But we will see what we pick up today. We're going to start off with the regular boosters, but I think just to spice it up a little bit, give someone a taste. I don't even know how to open this, okay? Because I don't even know how to open this. I'm probably going to mess this up. Do I just pull? I mean, someone's cringing out there on how I'm opening this. Oh, you do just pull. Okay. It was a little bit tricky. All right. I didn't want to break anything. I was doing a little bit lighter than I normally would. I forget the makeup of these Carbonite booster packs, but I do know that they contain a lot of foils. Chance at the Prestige edition, which honestly the propaganda posters have looked absolutely amazing. So some of the Prestige can be really, really sick to open. And we've got 12 of them. So we're going to spice this up and we're going to open. Do they have different images or are they all Queen? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to spice this up and open one of the first packs being a Carbonite booster pack. So let's see. Maybe showcase on first pack and nope. But we do get a Hyperspace Mon Mothma, a leader that, you know, honestly, I wish there was more payoff for not having, you know, a leader ability and just having aspects. We got Sudden Ferocity, Cad Bane, which I think is actually a pretty amazing plot card. We've got Cruel Commandos, honestly a 5/5 Sentinel Overwhelm, a very solid limited card. We've got Undercover Operation, Valiant Commando, very, very aggressive little unit here, gonna burn out some enemies here. We got Stolen Starpath unit, first rare of our little pack here. This one has been really, really interesting in Sabe, very, very solid one. We've got Alexander Callus, Agent Callus here, 7-drop. Very, very sick foil. Ooh, and look at that for our first pack. I forget what this is. I think this is a poster, not propaganda, but the poster. This is the Lando. So we got a legendary version. I think Lando has been pretty sweet, and this looks absolutely amazing. I mean, look at the art, guys, on this. This is so sick. So legendary poster for Lando here, very, very awesome. We got Unauthorized Investigation here. A-Wing, nice little raid 1 turn 1 play. Donnie Pilgrim, yeah. Convene the Senate here, cool. Very, very interesting if we're actually gonna be able to get some official decks out there. Elite Squad, probably not a playable card. 8 drops that are dealing some damage. Bogged Down in Procedure and Emergency Power. So Bogged Down in Procedure, little exhaust there, and Emergency Powers. Man, if this was able to be used on leader units, this could be pretty exciting. I mean, you could, you know, maybe you deploy a 5-drop leader, and next turn you dump 5 experience tokens on them. I mean, that could be insane. I mean, you could even like splash that in potentially what's her face? Satine, and do something fun there, right? But not, alas, that is not the case. Got Jabba, a leader that I've been honestly decently impressed with. For a leader that doesn't really have like a crazy amount of things going for it, not a bad one to pick up. In terms of just like, hey, slap down a unit, get some ambush out, and see what you can do. You know what? We're gonna move the bases over here, and I'm gonna put my fancy little legendary posters in the top left so you guys can see it a little bit better. Although, not that the quality is all that fantastic. We've got Unveiled Knight, one of the interesting plot cards. Armor of Fortune, same thing. They were really conservative with the upgrade cost, but I'm going to try to go a little bit faster because I know these videos turn out to be way long because I end up explaining a lot of the cards. Outer Rim Constable. Let me move some of the packs so you can see it a little bit better, actually. Is this my first time doing this? Yes, it is. Yes. All right. And then let's put a little center of the way. ISB Agent, little reprint there. Inspector Shuttle, first colorless card. Academy Disciplinarian, very impressed with this card so far. Just does a lot. Catch Unaware, Remote Escort Tank. Man, this reminds me of like some old Xbox original games. Man, I love seeing these saber tanks here. But it's not over yet. Readying up some units, convene this another draw a card. We got Marva Andor, one that hasn't been super impressive so far. 1 in a million. I can't wait to pull this guy off. And we've got Dismantle the Conspiracy. 5s. You've done well for your friends out there, but didn't quite make it. You know what? Nah, we'll put Dismantle the Conspiracy with the rest of them. Honestly, I don't think I don't think that's worth putting off to the side. I don't think we're gonna be playing that one. We got Mon Mothma Part 2 up here again. Put that over here with the leader slots. Got the base. We got Knowledge and Defense, little -2/-2 action. Diplomatic Envoy. Some of the plot mechanics so far have been pretty interesting, but the cards like Dogmatic Shocks, what I really haven't found a use for yet. The kind of like middle of the ground plot cards haven't really made it. Jade Squadron Patrol, little 6/6 in space for Sentinel. Viper Probe Droid, little reprint from set 1. Hate that card just because of what it meant during the time. It meant Iden Green or Boba Green, and you know, that got obnoxious very quickly. We've got Outer Rim Constables Part 2, Diplomatic Immunity, kind of an interesting one. You know, being like a mega Electro Staff. We got Mos Amida. Ooh, Chancellor Valorum, and we got a hyperspace variant. That is a very pretty Chancellor Valorum, a card that I've been very, very excited to play with. Just ambushing this guy out can be super fun, and you can ramp incredible amounts. But hyperspace version and the Mandalorian, we'll put that one off to the side. That one's worth it. Mandalorian, 8 cost 6/8 ambusher. Honestly, I've slotted in 1 to 2 of these guys in the cunning decks, kind of having that ambush curve where you've got the 5-drop Plo Koon, 6-drop Depa, 7-drop Han, 8-drop Mandalorian. It did okay, but nothing too incredible. And then a Nubian Star Skiff. So Mandalorian, not a bad one. Okay, so we start off. We have the Lando poster though. If they're not called a poster, if they're all called propaganda, correct me. Showcase. We got Luthen here. Luthen's been pretty interesting. This guy has been pretty solid in the matchups where your units are going to die anyways, where you have to fight through some opposing units. It can be really obnoxious. You got Sentinels up and stuff. Luthen actually comes in clutch. But outside of that, I think Sabine is really where you want to go. Cruel Commandos Part 2. We've got Death Trooper here, another reprint. They went with a lot of reprints in this set. Another Outer Rim Constables. I noticed that, and I'm curious to see with the new set incoming up, Pursue the Lead again, whether or not we're going to see a lot more reprints like Power of the Dark Side, Takedown, Fell the Dragon, that type of stuff. Muckraker Crab Droid reminds me of like the old PS2 Revenge of the Sith game with the Crab Droids. I don't know why, but it just does. Let me know in the comments if you guys played that game. We've got Cantwell Arrestor Cruiser, something maybe we can get some value out of. We got Mirage Sintel, very, very interesting Clone Wars arc, to be honest. One of the ones that you're like, wow, is this really a children's show? And then a foil Imperial Dark Trooper, probably one of the more impactful cards of the set, to be honest. A 2-drop Villainy Command 3/3. is going to be pretty impressive, and probably my favorite leader from the new set, Dryden Voss, just because of the excitement for this card. I'm curious to see what people are going to be able to do with him. He is definitely one that's going to require a lot of tuning to get the deck composition correct, but has a lot of power baked into him. I think that guy's going to be pretty interesting for the new set, just because, you know, ambush is powerful. Who knew? Senate Warden, we've got Senator's Aid, a little 1 resource 2/3, which is kind of interesting. Haven't seen that since the Clone Trooper. I forgot what his name, but Donnie Pilgrim, Escort Tank, another saber tank there. Pretty nice. Another Academy Disciplinarian. Almost got a play set of that. We got Beguile, Grassroots Resistance. Nice little heroism card that's removal. Very, very solid in the limited format. We got Corellian Hounds here. Honestly, this seems like a disgusting card up against like your Vader Yellows of the world. Corellian Hounds. Honestly, I think that could be a sideboard option. Krea's Whispers. This card, of any of the Knights of the Republic cards so far, focus. This card brought me so much joy seeing it. The goosebumps I got when I saw, you know, Kreia, sitting in her chambers on the Ebon Hawk and meditating, and you interrupting her and asking her a bunch of questions about Revan and all that stuff. Just, whew, that card hits hard. Cinta, one of the best cards in the set, to be honest. Lots of combo potential, lots of really interesting action cheating with Cinta. Very, very solid card. Charge with Mirror here, double vigilance reveals, kind of tough. Rebel Propaganda is not too great so far. And Naboo Patrol Ship, or Royal Starship. Each friendly unit gets raid 2 and overwhelmed with plot. This one's kind of interesting. I tried it in like Sabine, but not quite there. I wish it had the Rebel tag. That would be kind of interesting. Not that it should have the Rebel tag, but if that card type did have the Rebel tag, I think it would be more interesting. And we got Unruly Astromech. Very, very solid. Very, very solid with the Naboo Royal Starship here. I've tried this out in Bail Organa as well. And Bail Organa getting raid 2 and overwhelmed, being a 5/3 and just kind of sacrificing your unit there in Bail to kill Alpha unit, maybe get in 1 or 2 points of damage has been pretty fun. So there's some cool things you can do with it. Moving on to the next one, and Showcase. Oh, we got Mon Mothma Part 3, is it? Another base here. We've got Daro Commando. It was kind of interesting seeing the villainy clones here. Not that, you know, they shouldn't have been or anything like that, but it was very, very interesting to see that, simply because of the, you know, Bad Batch series, I think, is really where they wanted to bring in more of the villainy clones, even though they should be villainy regardless of the Bad Batch or anything. Reconnaissance here, Retaliation. This is the type of removal that we're getting now, right? So I wonder if they're going to bring back Power of the Dark Side takedowns and things like that, because if they don't, we're not going to have really solid removal in the game, which is going to really shake up the format. So I'm excited about that. We've got Ambitions Reward, creating spy tokens. Spy tokens have been pretty decent so far, to be honest, depending on where you're going. Like with Nemec, for example, has been really good. Supreme Council A, we've got Unauthorized Investigation. Soulless One, one of the, you know, Grievous starship here. But readying 2 resources is powerful. I want to see if this card could do some work. Creditor's Claim, you know, this actually, on like a Super Laser Technician, I've dropped this on like a Super Laser Technician and defeated, you know, 2 units in 1. Very, very interesting. Nothing that's like too crazy, but yeah. Ooh, and a second Valorum after Amos Amida. We've got number 2 here, and then another Unauthorized Investigation. So almost the play set of Valorum. They kind of want me to build my double green Dryden deck, huh? And Showcase. Okay, Luthen. We've got Nubian Star Skiff, Alderanian Envoys, Ferex Uprising, Treyas Acolyte. My goodness, guys, the fact that you can see this and you're going through and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the ending of Knights of the Republic 2. Whoo, boy, that just makes me so excited. Sudden Ferocity. We need to see a good Revan card. All right, we need to see a good Revan card. I refuse to stop playing this game, well, forever. But you know, if they print too many bad Revan cards in a row, that might break me. Okay, if we have another Revan that's a 3/6 5-point leader, it might make me very sad. Ooh, and there's our second legendary here. We've got a Cassian Andor and a Bardotan Ornithopter. Cassian Andor, 2 cost vigilance, heroes, 2/2. That while this unit is defending, the attacker gets -2/-0. Kind of like a pseudo hidden, you know, shielded type of unit. I mean, this guy is basically like your Chirrits, but without Sentinel. And well, you don't have to have the Force, so depending on the situation, potentially better. Cassian Andor, not bad. The thing is, this also prevents enemy card abilities from dealing damage too. So daring raid and things like that can't finish it off. Open fire still does. So a little bit of an interesting card there. And showcase. Okay, nope. I am closing my eyes just a little bit here when I pull out the cards, just to surprise myself. Another leader here, we got Leia. I think Leia is just a worse Raya as of the current moment in the format, but we will see how that shapes up. We got ISB Shuttle, Rotunda Senate Guards, Unveiled Might, Gonk Power Droid, another ISB agent back in the days with Django. That card is scary. Unauthorized Investigations. We got Lurking Snub Fighter, a little exhausting with plot. Inspector Shuttle. There's our first Kazuda. This card's actually been pretty interesting up against the ramp decks, giving you a 4-cost, essentially 6/6. But the nice thing about this is this guy gets around Takedown and Fell the Dragon because it's a 4/6 with rate 2. So very, very interesting stat line that's made him a lot more powerful than I was initially thinking. Renowned Dignitaries. Our first Elia Kane. I think this card's going to be pretty playable in a lot of villainy decks just because of the fact that she's a 3/6/4 drop with raid 1, but then also being able to mess with plot. Going to be pretty impactful. And then we've got Exiled from the Force. Woo, boy. Okay, Imperial Occupier. Real quick, I got to talk about this card. So this, alongside with Krea's Whispers, oh my goodness. Between those two cards, I felt like I was reliving Knights of the Republic 2. Just between those two cards. It is amazing to see these two cards. It makes me so excited. I mean, there is a wealth of information in like Star Wars The Old Republic 2, like not just Knights of the Republic, but I also played the MMO and completed 6 of the 8 different storylines in that game, for those of you that don't know. And okay, no showcase. But there are 8 different storylines, and there are a lot of content. I mean, you can get, like, for example, for the Sith Inquisitor, like Darth Zash and is it Bandon? Not Bandon. But there Boris. I don't know. I don't remember what the original, one on the starter planet was, but cards like that are cards that reflect those storylines and such, and New Jedi Knight or Vitiate or Valkorion. Like there are so many options. Jade Squadron Patrol, Enforcer Squadron, another Revan Reborn, for example. I mean, there are so many options when they've created cards like this with the Legends border. It just makes me ridiculously excited. Imperial Occupier, here we've got Junior Senator, Hutt Cartel, Starfighter, nice little one for the Job of the Hutt deck. Senator Chuchi, Daedra, Bale. One of the better 2-drops. I think there's a lot of decks that can really take advantage of this. Not to mention, I think Padme is one of the stronger leaders. So very, very cool to see Bale here. And then we've got special modifications. Nice little transport upgrade. You can create a spy token, and then a hyperspace foil Zenos Shadow Fighter. Not too bad. This video is just going to be long. It is what it is, guys. I like opening packs and I like talking. So we'll see if I can talk for another 40 minutes straight or whatnot. And no showcase here, but we did get a hyperspace Cassian. This card right now is going for crazy amounts of money. Not that it will be because it's a leader, so it's super common, but Cassian's been very impressive. I think I put him on A tier in my leader tier list, and that is still where I have him in my brain right now. Very, very solid. The ability to not interact with your units on the attacks into the base, and not only that, but also like Fighters for Freedom and cards like that allow you to deal damage and make your units basically untargetable. Very, very solid. Chandrillin Sponsor, Reconnaissance, Rotunda Senate Guard, Naboo Security Force, another Imperial Occupier, Emissaries from Ryloth. This guy, I think, is going to be a limited powerhouse, and so far I've been very impressed. Reckless Rebel here. Accelerate Our Plans. We've got When Has Become Now. Broken card. With that When Has Become Now. Taylander Shuttle, Cantwell Arrestor Cruiser. Ooh, and there's a chase card and an ISB Shuttle. We've got a Topple the Summit. So Topple the Summit, this is a card that was definitely one that we wanted to open. One that allows you to really take advantage of like Kira abilities or really anything that just kind of deals much damage to enemy units. I think this is just a card that you can kind of slot in depending on your deck and do some work. Like this could be just a super solid one against Han, maybe if they're playing a bunch of damage units. So nice solid addition there. We're gonna put that up next to the Cassian and Chancellor Valorum up here. Whoa, we're flipping cards all around the place. I'll probably have a full playset of a lot of the cards here, so very solid there, I suppose. Let's move some cards down here so that I can make some room for our special ones up at the top, right? Our special ones. The top of the summit, very interesting rare. That one is pretty exciting. Next pack here, what do we got? Okay, Satine. There's our 08. There's our special girl here, 08. Armor of Fortune, Imperial Dark Trooper Part 2. Okay, we got the 2 of the 3. I have so many Death Troopers. This guy was printed so many times. I guess they didn't want it to leave the format yet. Political Bully, not that it's been played in a long time. Republic Oryx Starfighter, another Legends card. Guys, I don't know what it is, but those Legends cards give me goosebumps every single time, following that with a Warrior of Clan Order. I mean, this looks absolutely phenomenal. Junior Senator, Screeching TIE Fighter. We got C-3PO, Wilro Hood, and a Major Partagaz and an Eye of Aldani. So double rare here. Major Partagaz, I was really excited about this card. I mean, this guy can do some crazy things, attacks for crazy amounts, but it does require a lot of actions, so something that can be a little bit tricky. And Eye of Aldani here, at the start of the action phase of an enemy unit, for each enemy unit, they pay 1 or exhaust it. This could be a super strong tempo play. I'm curious to see if it's actually going to be viable in certain decks. I mean, the fact that it's a vigilance, it makes me less excited, but it could be potentially just a stall out play into like Super Laser Blast or things like that. And okay, we got Colonel Yularen. First Colonel Yularen. Very solid little 4/6 action here. Being able to attack with multiple units is pretty exciting, to be honest. We haven't really seen that since Leia. So being able to attack with multiple units, very cool. Unveiled March, another Defense Fleet X-Wing, Cruiser, Senator's Aid, Rebel Pathfinder, Assassin, Sneaking Suspicion, FN Trooper Corps. Okay, here's a card that we have, a common that we haven't gotten that I think is actually pretty cool. This guy is actually pretty cool. Getting a 4/5 for 5 that also gets you an experience token. So 5/6 worth of stats that one of them is immediately deployable and spread across another body like a leader. That's pretty nice. AAT Incinerator. Very solid, interesting card. No one ever knew. Little official synergy there. Senator Chuchi, Escape Pod, and Lobot. Man, Escape Pod is so silly. I mean, this card is so silly. Very much a DJ Blue type of card right there. All right, let's see what we got here. Jabba the Hutt Part 2. We've got another Republic City, Bardot and Ornithopter, Beloved Orator. Man, these are the types of cards where I really hope that the like official style decks or the go wide decks, these cards are going to be actually truly good. I mean, I could see playing Beloved Orator in the same deck as you're playing like Queen Amidala. I mean that could do some work, right? Just have multiple bodies having to kind of cut through all of it can be very obnoxious. Duchess and Investigators, I think there's some hope for this in Premiere. And definitely Twin Suns. I mean, it makes each opponent discard a card at random. Kind of obnoxious. Republic Warwalker, although maybe you'll be the subject of a lot of hate for other people, so maybe you don't want to do that in Twin Suns. Charged with Treason, not too bad. Renewed Friendship, getting some spy tokens. Another Legends card in Disciples Devotion, and we've got Cyril Karn and Outer Rim Constables. Cyril Karn, a nice little 2-drop in aggression villainy here. A little bit more value oriented, obviously kind of designed to be working with Daedra, with either the damage kind of finishing off a unit because of Daedra's action, or them discarding a card, which kind of works with Daedra's raid 2 effect, right? So, and speak of the devil, we've got Daedra here. I think there's a lot of potential for this leader. Being a 4 resource, potentially 4/5, it is very common to be able to have more cards than your opponent. And then you can also go with the game plan of playing Daedra Blue and just having a really early to deploy leader, having more cards than your opponent, and then just being super obnoxious with all these standard aggression, villainy, vigilance, control cards, which is always just good. We've got Let's Call It War, Bravo Squadron Fighter, Heroic Arc 170. We're going to speed through some of these comments. We've seen most of them already. Unruly Astromech, Soulless One Part 2, another Valiant Commando here. Hunter. I'm so sorry, Hunter. Ooh, now there's a legendary that I cannot get to wait to play with here for a video. Confidence in Victory. We've got a 10-drop event. But you can only play this as the first action in the action phase, but you choose an arena at the start of the regroup phase. If you're the only one that has units in that arena, you win the game. You win the game. So definitely feels like a little bit of a win more style card, but maybe you could play like original set one Vader and use him to kind of control the board alongside confidence and victory, ramp a little bit, and then do something like that. Something maybe that you can do there. We're gonna put confidence and victory up here with our big boys here, since it is a legendary. I think they could have been a little bit more aggressive with the win the game cards, but I don't know. What do I know? Nothing, apparently. Slimore here, base, security force. We've got Orator. One of the big things with this set is I think they're really pushing the game towards a different style of Star Wars Unlimited that we really aren't used to seeing. Ooh, there's a Hondo hyperspace, and ooh, there's our first Chopper. This one's also a legendary, and our first Ahsoka. Nice little special starter deck card with Ahsoka. Don't really get those that often, but Chopper here, legendary 2/4/1. 4/1, very aggressive. Making each player discard a card can be super obnoxious, especially for the more controlling decks. Combo that with some ways to discard your opponent's hand with like Cunning. Oof, super obnoxious. But as I was saying, I think that they're going to be pushing the game towards more of like this. I want to battle you with my units, and you're going to battle me with your units. Oh my gosh, he showed up. He is the worst. He is the absolute worst. I don't even know if I want to make a video with this guy. I mean, this is just get this guy out of here. Yeah, with the lack of cards like Power of the Dark Side or cards like Takedown, which they may or may not reprint, we will kind of see with that new set. But the biggest thing is a lot of these like spy tokens, you didn't really do anything in the previous versions of the game. So I mean, we'll see if we're gonna be able to utilize that and play that style of deck. B2mo, Creditors Claim, Restore Freedom. This one's kind of interesting. Cost 1 less for each heroism aspect of Franklin units. This is basically never going to really come into play. I mean, if you can create a bunch of like clone trooper tokens. Ooh, there's a Captain Rex. Okay, wait, hold on. We've got a big boy here, Captain Rex. I think this one's actually going to be pretty strong. A 6-drop Vigilance Heroism 7/7 Sentinel. Yeah, that is obnoxious. I mean, that is way stronger than a 4/6. 7/7 is way harder to kill, and also actually kills your units when it drops in a Sentinel. So I think this guy's got some potential. Also one of the more expensive cards, but Restore Freedom, maybe you can do some like Akbar, create a bunch of X-Wing tokens and do something fun with that. I don't know. I there's some cool things maybe that can be done with that. Next pack here. Okay, wow, that's a lot of Jabba's. First hyperspace though, okay, we're doing it. We're gaming. We are gaming, guys. Populous Champion, Theed Security. I think this one actually could be pretty good. This comes out as a 3/4 potentially for 2 resources. I mean, you got some game with that one. ASP Labor, Pursue the Lead, Zenith, Remote Escort Tank, Convene the Senate, Wrong Ride, and Corporate Warmongering, and One Way Out, guys. Andor Flashbacks coming in, Primor Personnel Carrier. One Way Out. Honestly, this one doesn't seem that bad. +1/+1 gains Overwhelm. Making them lose abilities. I mean, Cassian lose his abilities and take that, right? I don't think that's going to be necessarily a main deckable card, but maybe some sideboard options there. We've gotten a lot of Slimores and a lot of Jabbas. Consular's Cruiser here. Retaliation. Shadowcrawler. That guy is incredible for limited. Incredible. Defensively, X-Wing. We got Coruscant Undercity Police. Emissaries from Ryloth, Ando Commission, Inner Rim Coalition, Bravo Squadron Fighter, the Galleon creating some spy tokens, guys. I wish these cards were incredibly good. I would love to create a bunch of spy tokens and go to battle with that. We got C-3PO here, and then Ziton Moj and Hondo Part 2. I think this card's actually kind of interesting. A 4-resource 4/5 is a pretty good baseline to start with, but even if you claim the initiative once, dealing 2 damage to a base is a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. I think that guy can definitely fit in some decks. Maybe even as like a sideboard option in like Sabine or whatever. Another Cassian here. We got double Cassian. Lots of dupe leaders here. Haven't seen the likes of, well, I'm I'm dropping the ball here, but oh my gosh, there's a lot of leaders in this set, guys, and I can't even think of any of them because I'm trying to think of the ones that we have not opened. But I am drawing a complete blank here, which is perfect. That's what we love doing. Republic Warwalker, Duchess of Investigators Part 2, another Viper probe droid, probably like my 70,000th Viper probe droid. To be honest, Hunting Assassin droid, another one. Oh my gosh, guys. This card was like, oh my gosh, this is the start of a great time in Knights of the Republic. You get out of Paragus and you have a good time after that. We've got Hondo, First Light, and Velsartha. So Velsartha, nice little uncommon there, but First Light has been pretty impressive as a plot card. 7-drop 5/7 ambusher in space with plot. I mean, and drawing you cards, it is definitely something that you want to be doing in some of the more controlling decks. So I think that is a little bit more exciting. We've got another pack here, another Colonel Yularen. Another Yularen, lots of dupe leaders, Bartotten, Naboo Security Force, Armor, Power Droids, Suspicion, Clan Order. We got Unruly Astromech. I'm curious if, there's our first Jar Jar actually, Undercover Operations, Sinara San as our legendary and knowledge and defense. Sinara San, guys, I don't know if this girl is playable whatsoever. I mean, you have to attack to ready a resource and you get a 7 resource 7/7. That's it. I mean, she does have hidden, right? But like for each friendly unit you get a ready a resource, you have to have so many friendly units to make that relevant. And then you also have to have spent your resources before attacking, and then they can have dealt with your unit. Yeah, I just don't, I'm not convinced that that's going to be very good. I am just not at all convinced, but we will see. Nice little additional legendary to join the pile up there. We've gotten what, 1, 2, 3, 4 legendaries, and then Lando, of course, from the Carbonite boosters. But you know, our Carbonite booster was kind of insane right here. There's a Daedra, okay, another dupe leader. We've got Lost Jedi, Security, Populous Champion. One of the things that I think is getting really obnoxious is how much restore is going on. There could be a strategy of just going all in and playing like Senator Chuchi and the Chandrillin sponsor and all of that good stuff. Grand Moff Tarkin and Dracelian Commandos. Nice little 5-drop 4/5 ambusher, by the way. I think that actually has some potential. But Grand Moff Tarkin, when I initially gave an example of this card, I mentioned Podamra, but you can't do Podamra. It's take control of a non-leader vehicle unit, which is a lot worse. It is a lot worse than like taking a Podamra. But I think that it has maybe some potential, especially as like a sideboard option. Like in some of the more vehicle heavy decks. Like if you imagine you take like Clone Combat Squadron's not even that great because you're not gonna have a ton of space units if you're playing Tarkin. Oh boy, here's another C3PO. Get that out of my sight. To be honest, guys, I'm sorry for the C3PO hate for those people that want to enjoy it. I tried it all. Okay, I tried the Babu Frick with all the stupid droids, and trying to do that. I tried, playing this like tempo game plan with exhausting units every single time. I tried pumping him up in like massive ways to try to just kill people with C3PO. It just doesn't work. Crosshair, another Alexander, another Supreme Console aid. Yeah, I tried it all. I tried it all with C3PO, okay? And I just didn't get there. We've got another Leia Organa here. We've got Budget Scheming, Death Trooper, Imperial Dark Trooper, Bureaucrat, Rebel Pathfinder, Enforcer Squadron, Bog Down, Contempt for Culture, Contraband, Garindon. This card has been very, very solid. One of the things with this style of card is we just get a lot of cards that are able to look at opponent's hand. Bazine, Sparkle Rebellion, Nunu Beguile, just all those types of cards. Being able to look at your opponent's hand and then just remember a card and then being able to play Grindin, I mean, it's pretty obnoxious, okay? It is. Mina Bonteri, another Captain Rex. Wow, I'm going to put that in the grouping up here. I think Captain Rex is actually potentially pretty strong. Mina Bonteri is our first one, though. Nice 2-drop addition to Command Heroism here. Let's jump into the next one. We got another Luthen here, Hyperspace. We've got Senate Warden, Raxian Assembly, Congress of Malastare. Nice little Clone Wars episode, by the way. Corellian Hounds. I really think Corellian Hounds will be solid. I'm very curious. Ooh, Aggressive Negotiations, one of our first ones. I think this is a very, very good card as well. Faith in Your Friends. Man, this card has been, some of the games, it is just the most disgusting card ever where you're drawing a card, creating 2 spikes, you're just beating down. And in other games, just does absolutely nothing. Arrest and another Faith in Your Friends. We got 2 for the price of 1. And this is the final standard booster pack here. And showcase. Oh, it is a DJ though. We got our first DJ. You know, honestly, I've been not super impressed with DJ here. I think the cost of not playing Heroism or Villainy is still pretty high. I would love to see them go all out with a leader that really has not doesn't have access to a lot of aspects, but really give them a powerful leader ability that works super well with the game. Yeah, because I think so far with all the different things where they, you know, reduce an aspect like Anakin or Revan or DJ or even with like Lake Country, the base, you know, we haven't really seen all that much from them. And you're losing a lot with losing an aspect here. Tempest Assault Vatoon. Okay, nice little final pickup there. Very interesting card. People are excited about this one, especially for you Twin Suns enjoyers out there. But I think that one's going to be a nice little addition. We'll put that in the groups up here with all of our legendaries and solid rares here. Put that in that group. Okay. We've got Lando off to the side as our poster child here. And then we've got a bunch of random stuff going on. And that moves us into the collector booster packs, which we've got a lot of them. Okay, we've already opened one of them. Can we get a serialized or showcase here? It's not super unlikely, but let's go for it. Oh, another Luthen. Okay. We've got Armor of Fortune, Xenos, ISB Shuttle, Inspiring Senator, Wilro Hood, Convene the Senate. Ooh, okay. There's a Director Krennic. There's another legendary here. This guy is kind of fun to play with. I have been messing around with Director Krennic here, and an 8/10 Sentinel that draws you cards is always fun, but I just don't think he's going to be like all that powerful. Orn Free Ta. There is our, here, I'll put this one over here. There is another poster. I can't remember if it's a poster or propaganda, but my goodness, does this art look absolutely sweet. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this guy. I don't think Orn Free Ta is actually particularly good. I've had some people try to mess around with law decks where they're playing like Confiscate main deck and just kind of discarding it, but, you know, very cool stuff. Political Bully here. Raxian Assembly. Another Bail Organa. Another Grand Moff Tarkin and a Taylander Shuttle. Grand Moff Tarkin coming in for a second showing. Okay, here we go. Second pack and showcase. Oh my gosh, it's another Jabba. Okay. Inspector Shuttle. Catch Unawares. Trius Acolyte. Pursue the Lead. Coronet. Crucible. 1 in a million. And oh my gosh. That is an absolutely incredible propaganda of Grand Admiral Thrawn. One of the chase cards of the set. I think people are pretty high on this guy. And honestly, I can see why. A nice little 8/7 that allows you either ready up or capture unit. And then when you get defeated, he captures something back. Propaganda foil variant here. I mean, this looks absolutely incredible. Another legendary Prestige Edition. I mean, that is just amazing. Wow. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Woo! Gets me excited, guys. It gets me excited. Another Aggressive Negotiations. We need one more of those. Dracelian Commandos. And we've got the playset of Valiant Commandos. Wow. That Grand Admiral Thrawn just looks absolutely beautiful. We've got another Dryden here. Hyperspace variant. We've got Retaliation, Power Droid, Trade Federation, Clandestine Connections. I think Wrong Ride actually can do some work here. I've been playing around with this card quite a bit, and I think it is pretty obnoxious. Another Chancellor Valorum. This is the third copy of this guy. And there is your uncommon Jar Jar Binks poster variant, propaganda variant. Again, I don't know which one they're called, but I know they're one of them. We've got Retaliation, Populous Advisor, Newt Gunright, and ooh, Hyperspace Krennic. So another legendary Contempt for Culture and a Hyperspace Foil Partagaz. So doing some work here. I'm gonna put that guy up here with our grouping, and we're getting a little bit crazy up here with all the pickups here. So let me just go ahead and move these guys off to the side. We're probably gonna have a lot more to deal with how many legendaries and rares we're getting from this. So I might have to reorganize here, pull some of these cards off to the side, sit up in my chair, stop being lazy, and move some cards around so we can have a better showing of all of our amazing new pickups here. So let's go ahead and do that. Move some of these cards off to the side. All right. Jar Jar Binks leading the charge here. Let's see what we've got next. Ooh, C-3PO. Well, we got to get a hyperspace variant of him. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a real deck. We got Captain Typho. We've got Grassroots Resistance. Lone Shark here. Oppression Breeds Rebellion. Another Mina Bonteri. Zeton Motion. Ooh. Wow. Look at that beautiful card. Luthen's Holocraft as our Prestige Edition. This is like the Surge Foil variant. But wow, that looks absolutely fantastic. Okay. Count me in. Let me just say that. We've got Strike Force X-Wing here. Catch Unawares. Mas Amida. Marva. Let's Call It War and Populist Advisor. Wow, we've gotten pretty good Carbonite edition packs here. Jeez. Whew. Okay, I gotta go fast because I'm excited to reveal that showcase here one of these days. Lost Jedi, Enforcer Squadron, Death Trooper. Always gotta have your Death Troopers. Always gotta have those Death Troopers. Cinta Kaz, and ooh, okay, we're talking big one here. Obi-Wan Kenobi. One of the Chase Legendaries. People are really excited about this card. I don't think he's actually like that insane, but people are really excited to play with other people's cards. So that's going to go up. Ooh, followed up with a Prestige Cyril Karn here, which looks absolutely incredible as well. Let's move this off to the side, move this guy down, and then put Obi-Wan. We'll start from the other side. Cyril Karn, just absolutely incredible little propaganda card or whatever. This card called this art is actually pretty fantastic. I do like it. I think they did a pretty good job of making them unique, like very unique to each of the set. And the Kazuda here, Furtive, Moral Authority. Ooh, no, okay, that's not bad. We haven't seen a Moral Authority already, but getting basically the reverse of the Legal Authority, so kind of interesting there. But as I was saying, we haven't really seen like Prestige Edition cards that are actually just not that strong, not that cool looking. Jump to Lightspeed, we have the space units. Legends of the Force, we have the Force Prestige Editions. Now we're getting like the propaganda officials and things like that. But my goodness, they all look very unique. I think the Legends of the Force are my least favorite, but these ones are probably honestly, they might be tied with the Jump to Lightspeed space units, but I don't know. I actually think these are better in a lot of cases. Congress of Maelstrom, maybe it's a hot take. Is that a hot take? I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. 18 Senator, Faith in Your Friends. We got our first General Grievous little boy coming up, and we got Evil Everywhere and a Libertine. Okay, look at that one. Libertine, very similar to the Luthen's Holocraft. Absolutely beautiful card, by the way. Academy Disciplinarian, Accelerate Our Plans, Nimble Prowess, Screeching Tie, Hired Slicer, Hunting Assassin Droid, and Crosshair. Okay, we are down to our final 5 here. Final 5 packs. I know, I hate to cut this video short, guys, but we're getting to the point where we wrap up shop here. We've got Hut Cartel, but we've got a couple packs to get some sweet new Prestige editions here. Kadel Conics. We've got Nala Se. We've got Chairman Papanoida. This card has been pretty interesting, honestly. I've seen some people really mess around with it, and oh my gosh, it's another Krennic. This time we don't get the hyperspace. We don't just get the Krennic variant. We get the propaganda version. Woo! I mean, these ones look absolutely sick. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just really like the propaganda poster, whatever you call it, variants. And our third copy of Mina Bonteri and another Luthen's Holocraft and Rotunda and another Faith in Your Friends. We've got the Faith in Your Friends full play set, so I can run it and mess around with my opponents here. We've got Leia Organa coming out. We've got Emissaries from Ryloth, Unveiled Might, Populist Champion, Let's Call It War, Mas Amida, No one ever knew. Our first Galen Urso. This one's interesting. You know, a rare that makes it so that you just make one card not be able to be played. I mean, that's pretty solid. You know, I mean, not really be able to play, but losing all abilities, which basically makes it unplayable. With plot, you know, maybe some value there. And oh my gosh, look at the Grand Moff Target on this one. Ooh, baby, this one might be one of my favorites ones. Ooh, look at that deep orange. Oh, Imperial Dark Trooper, knowledge and defense, contempt for culture, charged with treason, Ebonhawk. Okay, we got Marva, charged with treason. I mean, Ebonhawk, this card, oh, I love KOTOR, guys. Seeing the Ebonhawk in my game makes me happy. I don't even care. I don't even care if it's like not that particularly good, but oh my gosh, is this just, whew. All right, C-3PO, Senate Warden. I am the Senate Regulations Bureaucrat. Zam Wessel. We've got another Kazuda, Trade Route Taxation. Okay, there's a Nemix Manifesto. That is a pretty big legendary. I think this card's going to be pretty playable. This is currently the most expensive legendary as of recording the video, but Nemix Manifesto doing some absolute work here. I think this card's actually very good. And then we get a Vel Sartha alongside it. Again, absolutely cool looking. I love these arts, but yeah, Nemix Manifesto, +1/+1 for 1 resource. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. And then on top of that, you do get the I'm talking, I didn't even notice, but we got Hyperspace Darth Scion as well. What an incredible pack. Wow. Okay, Darth Scion. So as I was saying, the Nemix Manifesto, I mean, you get the +1/+1, but then you also get the potential to just deal some damage. Like if this deals 1 damage, that's a 1 cost upgrade that dealt maybe 2 damage. In like the worst case scenario in most cases. I mean, technically it deals 0 and you're not getting any damage to the 1 resource, but it's 1 resource. I mean, 1 resource is so cheap. I mean, you're going to just be able to do something with it, I'm sure. But the Darth Scion, guys, 5-drop 5/5. I wish this said give an experience token for any unit that was defeated this phase. I think it could be interesting. I don't even think he would be that good still. I don't think he's that good right now, but I think they could have gone a little bit more incredible with him, you know. Okay, Satine. I don't even know what showcase I'd want. I saw some people making fun of the Satine little foods in front. It was pretty funny. I didn't even notice it, to be honest. I was looking at her. I think it was the eyes that I was looking at, but yeah. Blue Ace and Saw Gerrera's Ewing here, getting a double attack in. Like I said, I admire the arts here. Another Jar Jar here. It's not over yet. Restore Freedom, High Command Counselor, and Charge with Murder. And we've got our final one here. Pretty amazing haul so far, guys, to be honest. Let's open this one up and oh, we did it! Final pack! Oh my gosh! Oh, I can't believe we did it, and we probably got the best one. We probably got one of the best ones. Oh my gosh! The final pack. We got our showcase. Oh, it cannot get better than that. Oh my goodness! The Cassian Andor, baby. Now this is one that I gotta bring and build a deck out of. I mean, the Cassian, baby. Look at that showcase. It looks absolutely incredible. And we got to put that right in the middle here. Ooh, Cassian, baby. Ooh, okay. I wasn't even sure what kind of showcase I wanted. I'd have to like pull up all the leaders here because I don't even remember what my options would be. But I mean, Cassian is definitely up there. I mean, we didn't get a Lama Su. We didn't get a Bail Organa. We didn't get a Governor Price. We didn't get the Sabe. I mean, technically a lot of those are rare leaders, but we didn't get any of those. So Cassian, I mean, out of all the leaders that I'm looking at here, the ones I'd probably want the most are Cassian, Padme, Daedra, and just like the style and like the power level of the cards. So I'm pretty ecstatic. I mean, that is Scour the Archives. All right, let's keep going. Rebellious. Marva, can we end on a serialized card? Hondo, third Captain Rex. Let's just drop that up here. And another Luthen's Holocraft. Okay, we got the playset of those. Outer Rim Coalition, Daro, Commando, Critters Claim. Ooh, Mon Mothma. Okay. Some exciting there. Little Mon Mothma action. Oh my gosh. What an ending, guys. Ooh, baby, we got the showcase to wrap it all up. Cassian Andor showcase. I mean, we got a pretty good haul, like I said. I put some of the rares in kind of the groupings of the rest of the cards because they aren't like particularly powerful. But the ones at the top, I mean, Krennic, I don't think is like particularly powerful in of himself. We got a lot of Krennics too. We got 2 regular Krennics and a propaganda Krennic. I still think that it's either got to come up between the Grand Admiral Thrawn propaganda poster or the Tarkin. I mean, that looks absolutely incredible. Between that and the Cassian Andor, I mean, that is a great couple of cards to pick up. We've got 1, 2, 3 legendaries in the prestige editions. And then we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 legendaries in general. The full playset of Captain Rex, and of course the showcase to top it all off. I mean, the showcase makes any booster box opening worth it. I mean, you cannot go wrong with that. That is just perfect. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, now I'm above rate on showcase. What is the rate for showcases in Carbonite booster boxes? I mean, let me find that. Showcases for Carbonite booster boxes rate. I'm actually very curious. 1 showcase per 2 to 3 boxes. So 1 showcase card in every 2 display boxes. So I guess it's not like crazy rare, but that's pretty lucky because I've only opened the Carbonite box today, and then I probably opened like 5 or 6 packs. So I'm at like 1.5. That's a Cassian. That's pretty incredible. And we got a good one. Like, we got an exciting one that looks good and is good. Like, I think the leader is pretty solid. We got a big, amazing haul today. Couple legendaries that I think are really amazing. Some KOTOR cards, no Treyas, which would have been cool to get just because I can Grand Inquisitor people. That's one of those cards where, you know, my local store isn't as up to date with all of the things, so I could probably bring that to my store showdown and combo someone out, and they're like, what is happening? Like, how is this legal? Like, is this even a real thing? And that's what I would want to do more than anything in my store showdown. You know, that's what you bring to the store showdowns, is the things that your friends and stuff locally won't expect and don't even know what is happening, and then you get to murder them, right? That's like peak. That's peak. I don't know. Does anyone else feel the same way? What do you guys bring to the store showdowns? You guys try hard, right? I mean, I try hard for the real important stuff for sure, and I try hard with those decks too. But like, come on, I mean, that's the fun stuff, right? Bringing the Grand Inquisitor and stuff. But anyways, that was an amazing haul. The showcase just, I mean, I was shocked. I was looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh, I had to like double take, because that's not we've seen a lot of Cassians today. That is not the original Cassian art. And I mean, we better sleeve this one up here, but let's just flip that around for everyone else to see. I mean, it's got some style. I mean, that is absolutely freaking incredible. So huge excitement about that. And thanks for watching, everyone. Huge shout out again. Let me go ahead and move the camera back here. Huge shout out to Hawk's Nest here, guys. Wrong side of the shirt, guys. I flipped my camera back and forth, and I flipped it to the wrong angle, and now I'm like all disoriented. But Hawk's Nest here. Hawk's Nest, here we go. You definitely check it out, guys. They've hosted a couple of tournaments. You might see them as a regular occurrence on the channel. I mean, you already have, right? But you might see them a little bit more, because they've been doing some really cool stuff. And oh my gosh, what a box, eh? What a box! Oh, this is exciting, guys. Really cool stuff. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know how your openings have went. I mean, I'm feeling pretty successful. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Pretty good. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all for the next one.